Hey everybody! In today's reading, we're going to be cutting through the confusion because there are a lot of readings out there about what does the other person think? What does the other person feel? But I don't know about you, but sometimes I get confused even about my own emotions about a person or a situation. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. What is causing you to be confused about this person and what do your spirit guides have to say about it? So we have three reading options here from left to right. We have number 1, number 2, and number 3. Timestamps for each of the three readings will be in the description area and also pinned to the top of the comments. So take a moment to get in touch with your intuition. Let yourself be intuitively guided to which of these three readings is correct for you. Of course, you can choose multiple options for different people if you'd like as well. And I'll see you at your reading. All right, welcome reading number 1, people. Let's see what's going on with you. So I'm going to choose an oracle card. Well, I've already got the stacks randomly prepared here, but I'm going to use an oracle card as indicating what is something that is causing you to be confused or uncertain about your feelings, and then we'll use some tarot to get an answer from Spirit about that. So in this particular situation, we have separation. So the two of you are not together, and that in and of itself seems to be causing you confusion. Excuse me. Or some of you might be afraid that a separation is going to happen. What I feel like is interesting about this card, though, is that it's called separation, but, this woman, she's holding this guy's hand. His hand is over his heart. It's sort of like, even though you might be, not in a relationship, or maybe you've broken up or whatever, you're not together. It's kind of like you can't let go of each other either. So maybe that's causing confusion. You're like, maybe we should be separate, but the thing is, maybe mentally and emotionally you can't let it go. Let's see what your tarot cards are saying. This is from the Intuit Contra Versa Tarot. So we get the 3 of Air, which is like the 3 of Swords. I'm just going to read these in upright. We get the 4 of Air, and we get the Chariot. So there's definitely a lot of balancing that needs to take place here. I mean, it's sort of like this separation between the two of you needed to happen in order for some sort of healing to take place. And that healing would have to take place and be complete. This heartbreak, it's caused a lot of heartbreak. The separation itself has caused heartbreak. But I feel like there's more to it than that. And yeah, you're going to have to come into greater balance before this can move forward. I mean, the Chariot is all about, moving forward in a balanced way. So there's been a lot of heartbreak, and there needs to be an equal amount of healing, in order to create that balance so that this connection could move forward. So yeah, so hopefully that clears up some of the confusion you've had about the separation. It's been very painful, and your guides are just saying, basically, if this is ever going to work, you need an amount of healing and spending time alone in order to recover from that level of pain, which seems like a catch-22 because the separation itself is probably causing additional pain. But, your guides are saying that it is necessary. Now, they're not saying here necessarily that it's going to work out. I feel like they're saying that if it ever was going to work out, this time apart from each other would be necessary for a healing to occur. We also get divination, prophecy, fate, destiny, future fortune. So, again, each of the oracle cards is going to indicate something that's causing you to be confused about this person or about your feelings regarding the person or the situation. So it could be that you are, seeking out too much guidance from tarot readings, psychic readings, anything, like that. It also could be maybe you've convinced yourself that this person is your destiny, or you're not certain what your destiny is and you're trying to figure out if this person is your destiny. So what does Spirit have to say about all of that? We get the Three of Cups, the Sun card, and the Death card. This is the Santa Muerte Tarot. So in their deck, Death is called Santa Muerte, Saint Death. I feel like what they're trying to say is like maybe you are a little bit too fixated on the idea of this person being your fortune or your destiny. And they're saying you need to open up the possibilities. And I feel like they specifically gave me the Sun because the Sun card, because there's a metaphor that I like that relates to the Sun and keeping your options open just in general, not necessarily about love, but I think it works here. And that is, you know how a sun is often drawn with, it's like a circle and it has all these different rays of light coming out from it. It's not drawn quite that way on this card, but you know what I mean. Like suns are often drawn that way with lines coming out or points of light coming out. You can see it a little bit here. But so sometimes we really, instead of really being open to all of the possibilities that are possible in a particular situation, all of the possible outcomes, sometimes we can get so fixated on just one or two of those. And a lot of times the ones that we get so fixated on are actually the most negative options. Like you might wonder, well, why didn't my friend call me on my birthday? And you're going to come up with the worst possible possibilities. Oh, my friend hates me. They've decided they're not my friend anymore, right? Maybe you'll think that. But, I mean, it could be like an unlimited number of things that have caused that, right? So you're trying to think, who is my person? Who am I supposed to be with? Who am I fated or destined to be with? And your guides are just saying, listen, stop limiting your possibilities like that. You know, we have the Three of Cups here, and when I pulled that card over, the phrase that came into my mind is there are other fish in the sea, which I know is a little bit cliche, but it came from your guides, your collective guides of everyone who chose this reading. They do want you to understand that you have other options. I feel like they also want to remind you that you don't understand. There are some things that are hidden that you don't quite understand from where you're perceiving things as, as a human, walking through this life. Your guides have a higher perspective on things. And they are also letting you know, again, it's sort of like a reiteration of what they said up here. Like there's something about the situation with this person that is necessary in order for you to, it is difficult because it's like going through the dark night of the soul or going through this difficult transformative process that might feel like, oh, my life is ending, everything is just ruined. Everything is so difficult. Why is it so hard? But the Death card is just a card about transformation. And so they're reminding you of that. This person was fated to come into your life to cause some sort of transformation for you. That doesn't mean that you're meant to be together. It also doesn't mean that you're not meant to be together. We're not asking that question here. We're just trying to get some clarity about things that might be confusing you, about your own feelings. So, yeah. All right, so let's move on. So what could be the next thing that is causing you to be confused? Bold. Unleash your adventurous side. Take risks and be daring. I feel like you guys have been willing to be very bold in putting your feelings out there. I mean, maybe that's not going to be it for everyone, but that's the first message that I get from this. You're like, well, I was so bold. I was so upfront with them about how I felt. So why didn't it work out? Some of you also might be confused. Maybe you felt like they were bold or something. And you're like, well, it seemed like they were showing me how they felt, but then it just didn't work out or something, or I'm just confused. But I think for most of you, it's going to be that initial message I was so bold, I really put myself out there, and now we're not together, you know. So what's going on? And you know, separation was the first card that we had up here. So if you are actively in a relationship with this person and you're just feeling confused, maybe some of the messages that come up here will make sense. Maybe some of them won't. But I do feel like for most people, this is because this was the first card that came up. It is going to be a situation where you're not with that person. All right, so we get bold. And like I said, I think for a lot of you, you took some sort of bold action towards this person to make this work. So now you're confused. Why didn't it? And we get 2 6 cards here, 6 of Wands and 6 of Swords and the Hierophant. I mean, I feel like they want you to know that this person did really appreciate that. And even though their actions may have not matched yours in terms of their behavior or something, their emotions matched yours. I also feel like this person is, maybe they're also learning how to be more bold, like how to be more just even assertive about who they are, you know. It's like we have this healing card and it's moving into the 6 of Wands where this guy, he's like, I'm, you know, like I'll wear pretty red ballet shoes if I want, you know. I'll wear a laurel wreath in my hair and look all cute. I don't care, you know. So I think it's also being about like this person is trying to understand who they are. There also might be something here like your level of boldness might be very contrary to like some sort of religious tradition that they were raised in or something. And so, you know, they're also trying to move away from that. Even for themselves, sometimes they have trouble expressing who they truly are because they have been raised within certain traditions, or like, this is the way you should dress, this is the way you should act. They've been given a lot of rules about what's appropriate behavior, and they themselves are trying to heal from that. You know, and that's part of what holds them back, or that was part of the issue, I think, as well. They don't know how to be as bold and confident as you are. They want to be. I feel like they feel like you are so magical. We get these beautiful angel wings and this rainbow coming up behind her. They see you as adventurous. I feel like they see you as, they would like to be more like you. So yeah, I mean, they just aren't though. That isn't, right now, that isn't the way that they behave. They are not bold in the same way that you are. So hopefully that clears up some confusion. I mean, you can't expect this reading to answer every single question you've ever had about this person, but my hope is at least it sort of gives you a little bit more insight and clears the fog of confusion a little, right? So the final thing we're going to be asking, this has all been about exploring more about your confusion and spirit trying to break through that confusion for you. But just at the end, I also wanted to pull out a song oracle card from my deck. And out of all of the cards in my deck, what song would this person want to play for you and why? So we've got a tarot card indicating the why. Interesting, we have 6 of Wands coming up again. Okay, so they would want to play Khalid's Talk, which is basically about, you know, let's talk about what this situation is. Let's talk about where it's going. So yeah, why would they play this? Because they are equally attracted to you. They are so attracted to you. It's equal. The six cards are all about equality here. Their feelings for you are the same level that yours are for them. And I think that they do want to talk. So even though you're in separation, there may be a point at which they do reach out to talk to you because they do want to clear things up. And they do want this connection to be successful. So there we go, guys. So anyway, I hope that has been helpful in some way. Let me know in the comments, leave a like, and subscribe if you haven't already. Guys, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, welcome to people who chose reading number 2. So I've got 3 oracle cards and then tarot. And for each oracle card, we're going to be asking what is causing you to be confused. And then the tarot that goes along with that will tell us what does Spirit have to say to you about that particular thing that is confusing you. So we have religious factors. So you might be confused about this person because there's some sort of difference in your religious or spiritual beliefs, maybe your political beliefs. I see this card as not just being about religion, but it can be about any kind of difference in like cultural difference, nationality, just different family backgrounds, different socioeconomic backgrounds, maybe being of a different race or nationality. I think I already said nationality. But something is different between the two of you. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is a separative factor. It could just be that it is something that makes it a little bit more complicated in some way. So what do your guides have to say about that? We have the 9 of Water, the Emperor, and the Champion of Fire, which is like the Knight of Wands. And this deck is the Intuit Contra Versa Tarot. So I feel like what they're saying is that, despite these differences that might exist between the two of you, this person definitely finds you very sexy. I think that it also, it's a very fiery connection, but also one of a lot of love. Like they see you as someone who causes their dreams to come true. So I feel like if this is confusing you, when it comes to the person you're watching this about, your love interest, they really like your beliefs or your background or whatever it is. Like to them, that is part of what makes you so attractive. That's part of why they are so emotionally fulfilled by you. They love this difference, So maybe it doesn't make sense to you, but to them, it's like, this is exactly, you're exactly who they want to be with. And that includes all of you. Every aspect of who you are is exactly who they want to be with. They actually like that you have this difference of belief because I feel like, they like someone who challenges them. They're like the Emperor here. They don't want like a yes man or a yes woman, someone who's always agreeing with them. They're not attracted to someone who's always agreeing. They want someone who can match their own power. And so if you're willing to speak up and honestly say, well, I believe differently, or, my background was this way, and, whatever it happens to be, they like that. They love that you will stand up for your own beliefs. Yeah, so let's see what else. Or if it's not about your beliefs, if it's more about your identity being different, they like that too. I mean, they like someone who opens up their idea of what the world is, someone who teaches them. So if you're teaching them about your own background or whatever that's different from theirs, they are attracted to that. So next we have a guide, mentor, or trustworthy ally. So I'm getting a couple of messages in terms of what could also be confusing you guys. It could be that you have a friend who you are talking to about that, and your friend's take on the situation is sort of confusing you. Maybe you're talking to your friends about it, and you're like, do you think that they like me, or where do you think this is going? And your friends are like, I don't know, I think it's blah, blah, blah. And what they're saying is not what you're hoping that the answer is, or it's just causing you to be more confused. For some of you, this could be related to your spirit guides. You could be actively frustrated with your spirit guides. I've certainly felt that way before. I'm like, why are you leading me into this situation? So let's see what the answer is to this confusion. So we have the 5 of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, so I feel like for some of you, if it's the things that your friends are saying cause you to be more confused about the situation. I think that the answer here from your guides is that, those people are equally confused as you are. They're trying to give you answers. They're trying to answer it based on what they see. But they are also just equally confused. And also some of your friends, their own emotions might be involved in the situation in such a way that also clouds their ability to either see or speak the truth. But I do feel like you have a friend or friends who are also very curious. Like they might also be trying to control the situation for their own benefit in some way. Like maybe they are also attracted to this same person. So it could be that. And if it's just that you're frustrated with your spirit guides and thinking that they are leading you down the wrong path, I feel like they're just saying, like, we are trying to do our best. We are trying to provide you with the guidance that you need to make. And this is a legitimately confusing situation that you're finding yourself in, which is part of what it means to be human. We can't rescue you. We can't pull you out of a confusing situation. We can't pull you up necessarily into this higher perspective that we have. We can try to send you signs and signals and do the best that we can, but we really can't, we can't just move people around a playing board. That's not how it works to be a spirit guide. We can't live your life for you. It's kind of, it's a little bit of a tough love message from them. Okay, and then finally, Kali, endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new must enter. So something else that might be confusing you is that something ended in some sort of very painful way regarding this person. And you're like, why do I have to release such and such in order for the new to enter? Or like, why does it have to be so painful? We get the Queen of Wands. This was the Santa Muerte Tarot, by the way, and this is the Cosmic Tarot. Queen of Wands, Six of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. Why? Because they're like, basically, your guides are saying you signed up for an adventure, and so we gave it to you. You wanted life to be an adventure. You came into this lifetime wanting to learn many lessons. You didn't want life to bore you. Now you're in it as a human, and you're experiencing it, and you're like, oh my God, this is agonizing. Why? Why am I like this snake that's always having to shed its skin? Why do I keep having to go through all of these transformations? And they're saying, girl, that's what you asked for when you were planning this lifetime and setting up your lessons and what the spiritual journey that you wanted to go on. You asked for these trials and tribulations, and you got it. You got what you asked for, So don't worry about it, they're saying, because it will all make sense in the end. And you're doing a beautiful job of learning these lessons, even though sometimes it might feel like it's just never ending. So this has been an exploration of your own thoughts and your confusion, but I also wanted to wrap up this reading by asking, for your love interest, who you're watching this about, of all of the songs in my Song Oracle deck, what song would that person play for you? And then this tarot card is going to indicate why. Why would they choose that particular song? So we get Boston, Something About You. When I was younger, I thought I could stand on my own. I stood like a man made of stone, but there was something about you that brought a change over me. I've got this feeling inside, got to have you, ain't no good to hide what I'm feeling inside. When you believe in a man like me, when I get angry, I say things I don't want to say. I don't want to leave you this way. I couldn't help my reaction. I lose control over you. I've got to have you, ain't no good to hide. So this person also has been changed by you. Let's see, why would this be the song? Because they are recognizing that they've done some things that were wrong. Maybe they said some things that were hurtful, or their behavior at times was hurtful. And they're just realizing that it was wrong, like that's why. Basically, they're having a new perspective on certain ways that they behaved or things that they said. Yeah, Okay, so I hope that this reading was helpful to you guys. Let me know in the comments, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody who chose reading number 3. So what I'm doing in this reading is I'm going to pull over an oracle card, and then for each oracle card, that's going to indicate something that's confusing you about this person or situation. And then we'll pull tarot for each to address what spirit would say to you about that confusion. So we have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So some of you might be confused about whether or not this is the person that you're meant to have this higher level of commitment with, or you're not sure. You're like, well, I think that they want to offer me that, but I'm not sure. So we have the feminine of earth, which in this deck is like the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Four of Water, which is a card about someone offering you something and you're not wanting it. And then we have the Five of Fire. I feel like you've had a lot of misunderstandings with this person, and so it makes you uncertain. You're like, I am worthy of a lot here, you know. If you want to put a ring on it, you better be, you know, you better really mean it, and you better be offering me what I truly deserve as a divine feminine. Or if you're a divine masculine, maybe you're thinking that in the other way around, like, I know what I deserve here, you know. So yeah, I mean, Spirit is saying, in terms of you being confused about this, you know, they're saying it's good for you to, you know, it's basically you're doing the right thing and taking your time to consider this. You don't have to just automatically accept something if you're not sure what is exactly being offered and if it's right for you. It's okay to take your time in figuring that out. So I feel like they're saying that time will sort of help clear up the confusion. We also have honor the masculine. So why would this be confusing to you? I feel like you know, if this person is male that you're attracted to, I feel that you are very, you know, you're very attracted to them. You love them very much. You know, you might feel like you know, this person's your divine counterpart, but like we saw before, you know that you're really worth a lot. And I feel like you're just, maybe the confusion is, how do I honor myself? You know, especially if you're a woman and this is a male, but like, how do I honor myself equally to how I honor this person? You know, because I think that's especially difficult to do in a female-male relationship because of sexism. You know, it just automatically makes it harder for the respect and the honoring of each person to be balanced. Now, if this is a same-gender relationship, then I think it's similar, like you're confused about how can I make sure that I'm honoring this person who I do truly love, but also that I'm equally honoring myself. So what does Spirit have to say about that? We have the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. So I think for some of you too, there might be multiple people that you're attracted to, because we have two knights here. We also have the Five of Fire up at the top, which could indicate also that there are multiple love interests. I feel like Spirit is trying to say to you, like, which, you know, if you have multiple love interests, which person made you feel the most loved? Which of these people made you feel most honored and respected? Who treated you with the most respect and therefore is deserving of the most respect from you of these two or more people? You know, and then conversely, who brought you the most sorrow? You know, I feel like we might have two people here. One person who's more logical and intellectual, who doesn't really, you know, this guy's stuffing a sword down his throat. So this might be, one of the people might be someone who doesn't communicate themselves very easily or very openly. Even though the Knight of Swords are normally very communicative, he's stuffing a sword down his throat. He doesn't want to talk. And then we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is always eager to share of their emotions. They also tend to be more of a romantic person. So I think they might also be asking you, who would it be more sad to walk away from? Who would you be sadder to walk away from, to leave behind? If you had to leave one of these people behind, who has made you the happiest and who has caused you the most pain, and who would it truly be hardest to leave behind? So they want you to think about those. You know, you don't have to know the answers right away, but that might help you to understand this situation better. All right, finally we have Bast, independent. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. So you are an independent, probably independent lady, because most of my viewers are female, like at least 97%. But you like to be, you like to be respected. That's a strong theme here. And you're like, maybe part of your confusion is, will this person really continue to respect me, Because I want to respect them, You're like, you want to honor and respect them, but you want to make sure that you're being treated the same way. We also have the Four of Cups coming up again. Four of Cups, Four of Pentacles, and Strength, which is very interesting. It's very similar to Bast's energy. I think your guides are saying that, like I said, some of you might have multiple love interests, but I feel like one of these, or maybe more of them, they're also thinking the same thing about you. They're like, she's so strong, she's so independent, she's so fiery, like she's so confident and sexy, And they're like, is she going to respect me? What am I signing up for here? So I feel like your guides just want to let you know that this thought process is happening on both sides. Yeah, and I think especially with this card coming out as well, like it definitely is happening on both sides. The person that you're interested in, they also are concerned. They're like, they love this quality about you, that you're so strong and confident, but they're like, are they going to continue to respect me? Are they going to leave me behind? What are they truly offering emotionally and in terms of longevity as well? Are they going to stick around, or are they going to run for the door, when they feel like their independent spirit is calling them to do so? All right, so for the last portion of this reading, I'm going to be asking, of all of the songs in the deck, which song would your person who you're viewing this for, which song would they play for you? So, of course, that's only within the number of songs that I have. It's a fairly, I don't know. But of course, it's not going to cover all song. But, if they had to choose among these songs, which one would they choose to play? And we get John Legend's All of Me. Now, I shuffled and chose these randomly. I just saw it just now when I sort of flipped it over. But it keeps wanting to come up in my readings. It is a beautiful song. It is a song about unconditional love. If you're watching this in high definition, you can probably read the lyrics for yourself. Surely you've heard this song before. It's a beautiful song. If not, Google the lyrics. This is just a portion of the lyrics, but it's about loving everyone, or not loving everyone. It's about loving everything about someone. Like just being totally, completely in love. And so the tarot card is supposed to answer why they would choose this song, and it's the Two of Cups. Because this person is in love with you. I feel like they want to be engaged if you're not already, or they want to be married to you. And I think that, both of you are kind of going a little bit through like normal fears, normal sort of cold feet about it. Like, am I choosing the right person? Like those normal fears that people have. So yeah, this has been actually of the three, this is a very beautiful reading, because I feel like there's a definite love connection here, and then the confusion is just like normal cold feet, you know. Like, I want to make sure that I'm totally respected here, you know. But yeah. So guys, I hope that has been helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.